So in 2017, I moved to Oklahoma, Muskogee, Oklahoma. And when I moved there, I moved with my dad. Me and my dad was living, in this house that he had got. And we were living in a neighborhood, it had some crime, but it wasn't that bad. But my next door neighbor, he was very similar to me. Like we both was charismatic, we both was cool. So when I got there, he welcomed me in, and I became very close friends with him. Uh, this man I know, this young kid that I met, we both was 16 years old, and we bonded very fast, very quickly. And he wanted me to become his closest friend. So over time, we became closest friends. But as time progressed, I noticed that we wasn't as similar that I thought I was. I saw some inconsistencies. I saw some, bad behavior that I was not, you know, familiar with. I wasn't that type of guy to be, out smoking, out partying, committing crimes, doing all these types of things. So he tried to carouse me to become like him. Hey man, you gotta hang with us, be a part of my group, be a part of my gang. And he was very popular in the city, so it was very enticing for me to try to hang out with him. This young man that I met, we have became very close to a point that I used to spend the night at his house, he spent it at my house. And as time progressed, once again, we started splitting apart. He started going his way, I started going my way. And we used to argue all the time because he grew up with a single mom, didn't have his father in the home. But I grew up with my father and my mom. And we used to argue sometimes. He'd be like, Isaiah, you're lucky because you got your mom and dad. I just have my mom. My dad is not there around for me. And at a time, I didn't understand what he meant by I have my mom and dad and the importance of having your mom and dad in your life. He grew up with no dad. His dad used to come around every now and then, but he wasn't in his life. I believe I met his dad like one time. And as time progressed, I saw the effects of not having a dad in your life as a young man from his perspective. I saw him misbehaving in class because me and him had the same class together, but I saw him turning disobedient, acting a little different around me. I was the more positive side. He was the more aggressive, you know, uh, evil nature side. Sometimes people even call us twins because we look just like each other. As time progressed and we continued to split from each other, the last time I spoke to him, we was at lunch, and this is when it was a year later. I went to 10th grade. We both was in the same grade together, but like about a year later, we kind of split apart, and everybody knew that we weren't as close as we was, and everybody saw me separated from him and started my own little friend group. Something positive. We used to go to church. We used to help out in the community, but he was still doing the things that he was used to do, committing petty crimes, fighting, selling drugs, and I saw that in him. And deep down, I knew that this is not what I expected from this young man that I met, and we became best friends. And as time progressed, once again, we started to get separated, and we stopped being as close friends. And one day, the last time I spoke to him, we was at lunch, and I saw him. I was like, "Man, what's up? How you doing?" He's like, "Man, I'm good." And I'm like, "What's been going on with you?" He said, "Man, I got in trouble for, I can't remember what. I don't know if it was like selling drugs. It was something he had got in trouble for." And he said, "I'm not doing too good." I'm like, "Bro, like, you should start hanging with me." But he was more of a leader than I was at the time. So he was like, "Nah, bro, I'm not hanging with you. Like, get out of my face, basically." So we kind of, you know, we wasn't really beefing, but we just kind of like stopped talking to each other. And in 2019, I was in Oklahoma for 2 years. In 2019, me and my father, we left Oklahoma. Every now and then, I might see him on Instagram, like one of his photos and everything, but we eventually stopped talking as years goes on, and me and him kind of like, stop being friends. But I used to hear hearsay she say, like I was hearing that he was getting involved with guns and shootings, and just became a full on gangster, a menace to society. And after I say about 6 years from now, 6 years from then, I would ask like what happened to so and so, and my friends would say like he ain't been doing too good. He's in jail now for robbery. So he went to jail for robbery, got out, and then I believe in 2020 he was convicted for murder. And the story is that he was with this guy. Him and his friend was selling drugs to this guy, and the deal went bad. So they ended up shooting the guy they were selling drugs to. So my friend that I was close with growing up, they ended up running, and the guy who helped kill him, the guy who helped kill the guy that they were selling drugs to, he ended up running. But my friend ended up turning himself in and telling the truth, like, hey, we did kill this guy. And once I heard that, it kind of broke my heart. I kind of saw the truth in the reality of how not, having a father and not having a good influence in your life, how that can affect you. Me and this guy, we were best friends. Like, we were like this, like really close together. And when I heard that he's convicted for murder, it really like shattered my perspective. It really broke my heart. Cause I knew this guy deep down. Me and this guy was really close. Like, and the contrary to his life, I ended up joining the military. I think he found out. I think he had like said something like slide up on my story like congratulations, something like that. I ended up joining the military, and I'm out in the military now. I'm a veteran. I work in blue collar. I'm a blue collar man. I work with my hands, and this is just a story of two friends, becoming stranger, and one of them, is charged with murder, and the other one is a veteran. And it shows you how, two people in the same area can end up in two different predicaments, and how serious, those predicaments can be. You could be a veteran, or you could be in prison. You could be successful in your career field, or you could be in prison. And it kind of broke my heart because I knew this guy. I knew his mom. His mom was a sweet lady. He had a sister. She was nice. I believe his sister just had a baby just now. They was nice for me. His family was so caring to me. They used to welcome me in. They used to watch. They used to look out for me. Sometimes my dad used to go to work and I used to go to his house. Like, me and this guy was very close. And it kind of messed me up a little bit because I kind of realized like damn, like somebody I knew and I care about is now facing life in prison for killing a man. Like, growing up, I didn't think this guy was capable of that. As time progressed, I saw little signs of him misbehaving, but I'm thinking he's just trying to show out. He's just trying to, be cool. But in reality, he was missing something at home. It was something going on psychologically, I believe. And this whole situation kind of affected me bad. I was talking to my dad about it not too long ago, and he was just telling me like, man, like it's just like that. Some of us turn out to be good. Some of us end up in prison. Some of us end up, with nice lives and, wealth and gratitude and a family. Some of us end up in jail. And it's so heartbreaking to me how the complexities between me and him are on two different sides. But that's just life for you, man. Like, life is so unpredictable, and this is just a story that I wanted to share to you guys on YouTube. Like, the story I kind of witnessed myself. Like, you could be close with a guy for years, and y'all friends. You think y'all the best friends ever. Everybody, hey man, y'all twins. Come to find out, this guy ended up in jail for murder. So you never really nobody really expects what life can bring. That's why you guys just be grateful for the freedom you have. Thank God that you know you're not in jail. Thank God you're good. You got food on your table. You got a roof over your head. And this is one of the stories that really broke my heart, man. And it's really tough, and it really like, you know, changed my perspective on things. And I really hope you guys like the story. You know, we all know people who go through certain stuff like this, but you know, I'm trying to keep my head up, and I'm praying for those who are in a type of situation like this where you could be friends with somebody and then it just a complete different routes, two different routes take place, and y'all become adults and it's not the same no more. I hope you guys like the video. Make sure you share and subscribe to somebody who may relate to this. Thank you for watching this video. You guys have a good day.